Hey everybody, welcome back to Tying Tuesday with AvidMax. My name is Taylor, and today we are tying up a spicy little egg fly called the Sunnyside Up. This is tied, or the signature tire is Hans Millant, a local guide out here. It's also an Umpqua signature pattern. But before we get into the pattern, I want to let you guys know about a sweet little new product here from Montana Fly Company. It is a tying mat. So it's got some magnetic little compartments here, some plain ones to hold, beads, hooks, whatever materials you guys want to put in them. It's got a hackle gauge down at the bottom, as well as a bead gauge, figure out sizing, and then a ruler down at the bottom. And then it's kind of textured to keep things from rolling around. So if you want a better way to organize your tying desk and keep things less messy, that way you don't get resin all over your desk, check this guy out. I think it retails for $40 and is something all of us in the shop were super excited to get our hands on. So check it out on our website. Otherwise, let's get into the pattern here. So like I said, a sweet little egg pattern here. This was originally designed to be a Euro nymph egg. Pretty heavy, gets down quick, but also a decently small profile. So to start out, we are using the Umpqua X Series Perta-Jig in a size 16. I do occasionally tie this on 18 if I need to go that small, but just for the sake of a video, we'll tie it on 16. We're gonna put a tungsten jig bomb bead on there. So as you see, it kind of hangs down, but when we tie it, it's actually gonna be tied right side up, which you guys will see in just a little bit. But and then for my thread, I'm using some Beavis white 14-aught. So first we will lay down our thread base. So we want to wrap back about 2/3 the length of the shank. Cut off our excess. And we're gonna wrap over it about 2 to 3 times. So I like to go forward once more, go back once more, and then very loose thread wraps on that kind of fourth turn over. And we're going to slide the bead onto that thread base. And as you see, that thread base helps that bead stand up a little bit. It's gonna be a little hard to see on camera, but I like to pinch it with my fingers to keep it from rotating. And we want to start to do X wraps over it. So again, I'm pinching it, pulling the thread through my fingers to try and wrap around. And it will rotate a little bit once you get it set, but just kind of move back to where you want. So we'll stand that up just like that. And you want to do quite a few of these, anywhere between 10 to 15, to really hold it down. And then whenever you're ready, we'll reverse to get the other side. And again, 10 to 15, whatever your little heart desires. Oftentimes I will put, here we go, super glue on this to keep it from rotating and really lock things down. That way when I'm fishing it, it is nice and secure. So as you see, I have a pretty solid thread base on that, so it's not gonna move. And then we want to finish on the back side of the bead, because that is where we are going to tie in our next material, which is going to be some fulling mill easy egg yarn in the mini size. So just a little chenille type stuff. It's pretty darn fluffy, and when you wrap it around, it really takes shape nicely. Next thing I'll do is I'm pinching down the material on the bottom side, or where I'm tying it in, so you can kind of see that core. And that is what you want to tie in, otherwise this thing will just fall apart. you definitely want to make sure you get that core in. So I'm taking that core, pushing it right up against the butt of that bead and wrapping down. And all right, we all make mistakes. Really making sure we secure that so it's kind of held in there. Everyone breaks thread. I'm going to start a new thread base. We'll lock that in. All right, like I said, even the pros make mistakes. So we'll tie that in, make sure it's secure, and then we are going to wrap forward around that bead, and I'm going to put a half hitch into it. That way things stay nice and secure and our thread is not going to come off the hook while we're wrapping it around. So set that to the side. Now with our chenille, our egg yarn, the pattern that you wrap this around really makes or breaks this. It can be very difficult to get things to stay if you don't wrap right. So what I like to do is I'll take it and go under on my near side. I'll do a full rotation around. I'm going to go back under and then hit the front side. One more full rotation, and then I'm going to wrap around the top of the egg. I'll see if I like, ooh. I'll hold that in place and then come down on that far side and then hold it out in front of my thread. And I know you cannot see the eye of the hook based off of this shot, but we're going to wrap our thread around the eye of the hook, lock that egg yarn into place, and then I like to pull back on the egg yarn and do a couple more turns to push it all back in and really make sure that yarn is not going anywhere. I cut it off as close as I can, because anything that sticks out extra really is noticeable on this fly. Yeah, just like that. And then we're gonna do a quick little whip finish on this guy. Clean everything up and snip off our excess thread. And you can really mold this yarn however you want. So when it gets wet, it'll obviously puff out a little bit. And there you have it. It looks just like a Sunnyside Up Egg straight out of the pan. Now when it's fishing, it will ride exactly like this. I know the camera is a little hard to see. You don't really see that bead too much. So as an attractor, sometimes I'll take a Sharpie and just put a little orange dot on the top of that egg, like right there, just as a little attractor spot. But yeah, this is a sweet little pattern, super deadly, especially this time of year. So tie one up. You can find all the materials online on our website at avidmax.com, and we will see you around for the next one.